Night, Minnesota, presented by Tradition Companies, about to get underway. We have a great matchup, very intriguing, with Mike Greenley and Pete Wagner. Tonight, the Breck Mustangs, Benilde St. Red Knights. What do you expect from this one?
Well, I expect a high-paced game. Whenever you get top-notch teams like this, you know they're both going to bring it. They're both going to test each other in this game. You have Breck, who's been the belle of the ball for the last few years, so you know that they are going to try and build off of their winning ways in the last few years. You have Benilde St. Margaret, who a lot of people think are up-and-comers. Well, guess what? I think they're already here, and they're just going to keep getting better.
They've both had some really good success this year, the Breck Mustangs. What are we going to see out of this hockey club tonight?
Well, you know what, they're going to, as I mentioned, they're going to build off of what they've done so well for the last few years, and that is use a high-skilled, high-paced, great offensive zone style of game, and they're going to use some of their top-notch players to do that. So expect them to bring pace early.
And the Benilde St. Red Knights have depth.
They do. They have 6 players that are going D1. They only lost one significant player last season, so they do have depth. And if Sean Podine is going to play this the way I think he's going to try and roll as many of those depth players as possible, use all of the players so that they still have legs deep into the third period.
At the end of the day, it's about people. I come to work with this group, and I know they got my back, and they know I got theirs, and we have a, I heard from our top guy, Tip Ennebeck, way back, if you treat people with respect, you do what you say you're gonna do. I just feel like it's all about people, and not only for internally with the people that I work with, but our clients, and that's the way I look at it. Every situation I'm in, I'm like, what would I do if I was in your shoes? When we started in 1998, Tip sat us down and said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take 5% of our profits and we're going to give them back to the communities and the charities that we support. And over the years it's sunk in. And he said to me multiple times in our companies, the more I give, the better off I do. And it's hard to get your head around that when you're young, but as you kind of go through a career and you see clients and you see companies and you see difficult situations and you work through all this stuff, and you really kind of understand as an adult or an experienced person in the workforce really what it does matter, what it is all about. And I think we far exceed 5% now. I'll tell you what, it sure feels good. We're doing a lot of good out there.
It's an exciting day no matter what. There's a lot of things that are mundane, but you always have the exciting points of the day where we're developing in a new area, we're expanding in a new area, or we're finally seeing like Spirit of Brenton Farms be fully developed, from day one. Over 10 years ago.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the St. Louis Park Rec Center. It's Hockey Night in Minnesota, presented by Tradition Companies, featuring the Red Knights of Benilde St. Margaret's and the Mustangs of Breck, along with Mike Greenley and Pete Wagner. And Mike, we talked in the open about the skill levels on these teams, and the number of players that are going on to play at the next level always provides for what's going to be a very entertaining hockey game.
Well, absolutely. I mean, they're not just playing for this season; they're playing for experience to give themselves a leg up when they move on to the college level. So a lot of depth in both of these lineups. And that usually spells great entertainment for the fans because they're going to utilize that skill as much as they can. Both teams pretty good off the rush. Both teams excellent in the offensive zone. They have skill. They're not afraid to use it.
They are not afraid to use it. We'll have the opening face-off coming up for you in about 2 minutes as we pause for your national anthem. Ready to go here. This is what now I believe our 5th hockey night in Minnesota, and we have never been disappointed.
We've been able to choose some pretty good matchups as we move along, and this is our second girls game. The first one was very entertaining, a very hard-fought game. So this one I'm expecting to be just as good, maybe better as the season moves on. Teams realize that they run out of time to really make a mark. So both of these teams, I'm pretty sure, are going to give you every bit of effort that they have.
Well, and they're going to do that. And Benilde St. Margaret's has challenged themselves with the schedule. This is a group that's come up from quite a few years here as they're continuing to mature and grow as a team. They're still not quite all the way there as a group, but a junior-laden team with some really high-quality seniors that pepper this roster. But you look at their last 3 games, Tonka twice, a 1-0 win at Minnetonka, and then they lost right here at the Rec Center last Tuesday to Edina by a score of 2-0, and then they tied Minnetonka 1-1. That puts them right in the mix in the Class AA when you start talking section time. No question about that.
And I know everybody wants to win, but you have to test yourself. You have to look at the benchmark teams, and they certainly are doing that with their schedule. And I actually appreciate that because you'll know exactly where you stand.
Oh, there's a quick pass sprung up the left wing side, in on goal. There's a shot and a save by Green, and the quick opportunity by Ava Lindsay, the sophomore. Ava Lindsay and her sister, Sadie Lindsay, 7 and 8 are the numbers. Headed off to the University of Minnesota, and you can see why they just stretched it right away right there. They had a great scoring chance.
They had a great scoring chance, but I got to give props to Green because what a save that was. Did not retreat into her net. She stood her ground, stayed out there, was as big as possible, made a terrific glove save. I love when goaltenders show that confidence early in a hockey game.
So big to have that first puck on net like that. A challenging shot for her to deal with, too, with a perfect breakaway look there by Lindsay. Now to the near boards it goes for the Mustangs. That's Kleppinger to try to play this up the wall. Now it's gathered in by Sadie Lindsay. Ahead they go again to Ava Lindsay, and that's going to be cut off defensively there by Abby Hancock. Now it's going to be Zavril giving it a look, but that's cut off by Emily Zumwinkle. From center ice, it's played back into the Breck zone as Sarah Peterson's there to cut off, and the Mustangs will bump the boards to the neutral zone. Lindsay plays this one ahead for Sims. Sims is cut off toward the goal mouth area.
Oh,
that's not good. I know. You saw that one. Maya Jones there headed off to Union as she plays the body. And now it's going to be off the boards. Who wants it? DeCesar is in there as well down low. In there is Dylan Berman for the Mustangs off the side of the cage to the left of Green. And here they come back out of the zone. Red Knights are going to carry this through center ice. They try to go inside. Nice little play there. Back off the end boards. They tried the quick feed to the slot area. Quickly off the bench is Hain. Emma Hain, shots turned aside on a nice pad save by Peterson, the sophomore goaltender. Now the Mustangs to the line. That's gloved down and played back in deep by Podine. And now it's going to be picked up by the defense of Fagley. She'll play this Podine down the rail. That's played to the high stick. No, they're going to say it's not as they'll gather this one out of the corner. That one's off the gear, but back up ice goes Sims from the left wing, a bounding puck in on goal. Green will stick that one off for Podine, who turns it up ice. Podine now finds Haig on the move. Haig will play this one in back behind as Green cuts that, or check that. That's Peterson that cuts it off. There's a chance in front. Oh, and that one's pushed wide of the mark on the Emma Hain bid.
Oh, that puck wobbled because she was all alone in front of the net. I thought she had the goaltender out of position as well, but Sarah Peterson somehow was able to get herself back into position, and that one went awry because that was one-on-one with the goaltender right in the slot.
I love that you called the Mustangs the belle of the ball in our open. That was beautiful.
They have been.
Well said.
They have been, absolutely.
And back into Breck territory it goes, and icing the call.
Well, just, when you lean on your skill, there's other parts of your game you have to be aware of, but it's a luxury to have that type of depth, that type of skill, and they've definitely utilized that the last few years, and they continue to. Some very good pressure here early by Breck, although Benilde St. Margaret's has had a couple of looks themselves, so looking good so far for both of these clubs.
In the offensive zone, Ava Lindsay and Sadie Lindsay have such magic with a 2-on-1 the other way. There's a snapper pad save and the rebound. Peterson gets out there with the pad. With each save, you're hearing the benches kicking the boards. They're engaged in this one in the early going. That Green will turn that aside. There's Jones with a quick slapper. That misses the mark.
Man, I wish I was this good of a goaltender at this age. Both of these gals have been tremendous in terms of, fronting these shots. They, young goaltenders, and when I say young, I mean talking teenagers and later teens and early 20s eventually, but a lot of times younger goaltenders in general will recede a little bit sometimes when the pressure's early and often. Both of these young ladies have stood up very, very strong early in this game to some pretty good one-on-one shots.
Yeah, they kind of like to retreat to the security blanket, which is the goal line, because you can feel the post. You know where you're at.
Not these gals. They are solid early in this hockey game.
That's off the boards to center. Now it's going to be Junker on the chase, gathered in by Kauser. Back behind the net for the Mustangs. To the near boards it goes. That's played through to center ice. Now it's going to be off the boards. Podine was there, and that was handled there by Sims. They're going to play this one rink wide. On the stick of Abby Hancock. That's taken away by Brama, and that's sent to the neutral zone. Who wants it? The Mustangs get it with Sims. She's going to be stopped on the play by Junker as she'll pin the puck along the wall. DeCesar will regroup it back. Podine to the near side. Hancock up through the neutral. She had an angling Annie Juckness as she'll watch this one to the corner. Juckness forechecks. Hain is there with the stick. And now it's going to be picked up by the Mustangs. They turn away from one player. Oh, nice job by Hain to cut that one off. She's had a great start to this tilt. To the right wing side, Sadie Lindsay. She's pickpocketed on the play by Olivia Haig. In front of the bench area it goes. 11:54 to go in the period. Haig over to the near boards. This has been pretty much up and down action, Mike. We've had maybe, 1-2 whistles so far in the first 6 minutes?
Yeah, and good opportunities both ways, and both teams are just trying to utilize their skill, and in some cases, if you lean on that too much, you could be in trouble.
The spring pass, Zumwinkle to Lindsay again, the stick save by Green, and once again the bid from Ava Lindsay to get the job done.
Well, Emma Peschel was very good at the back check. Look at this stretch pass, though. Just a little bit too far, but great back check, great back pressure that basically took that opportunity away. And that's the second breakaway of the game for Ava Lindsay. I would keep an eye on number 7.
The sophomore.
If you're rolling dice, 7s are lucky right now in this game because, my goodness.
Well, they've had that pass now twice. They found it right up the middle 2 times, and we'll see if that starts to get shut down, if they start working away. Now here come the Red Knights. Breakaway back in. Mortensen to the backhand. Oh, and a big save made by Peterson. Calm and goal. Read that one to the backhand. Shut that down with the pad. Up high they go with it. There's Zavarol's shot that's blocked away by the defense. That was Kauser that made the play. That puck was deflected off the stick of the Red Knights' Lily Mortensen. Now off the side of the net it goes. Zavarol is skilled and talented off the end boards.
Can you say track meet?
Absolutely.
I was just saying this as they were stretching that pass for a breakaway, but when teams have skill, a lot of times they'll play in a bit of a track meet here, and right now it's been entertaining, but the coaches got to be pulling their hair out saying, let's keep an eye on this, because you don't want to turn it into a chance after chance after chance situation.
Well, they're glorious chances, and the goaltenders have been money here, shutting this thing down.
2 breakaways for Breck that I've counted. There's been a break and a 2-on-1 and a point-blank chance by Benilde St. Margaret's. So both these teams have had opportunities, and it's still donut.
Jones pushes it back in behind. We're about 7 minutes into the period with 10 minutes remaining in the first. That one's wide of the mark. Now it's going to be picked up by none other than, you got it, Ava Lindsay. Ava Lindsay looks ahead, and that one was a delayed offside as the Red Knights will regroup out of their zone over to the near boards. Pumped off the wall by Emma Peschel. She looked ahead to Juckness. Now back in behind. It's on the stick of Zumwinkle. Schugel glass, but that's going to be off the stick of Podine. Nice muscle play by the Mustangs. Ava Lindsay on the play. Now it's off some gear. Where is it? Went up and out of play, I guess.
Well, one thing I've seen already that I like from Breck, they have great zone exits. They move the puck out of the zone with one pass, and we've seen a couple stretch passes, but I'm talking the deep in their own zone. They're moving the puck out nicely and hitting players on the move. One thing I like about Benilde St. Margaret, they have a pretty good move through the neutral zone with a lot of numbers, and that's why they're getting into the offensive zone so well. So both these teams utilizing what makes them so good, and it's been entertaining so far.
To the near boards it goes. It's off the wall by Hancock. Reached for and gathered in by Kauser. She plays up the wing, but that's going to be Melsness with it. Down to the right corner for the Red Knights. Try to work her way through, and that's going to be Sadie Lindsay to play this one to the line. Now it's over to the near boards. Hustle play there for the Red Knights. That was Jones as she'll retreat back to the neutral. You got to keep your head on a swivel if you're a blue liner for this Red Knight team, as they like to spring them. Now it's going to be Ava Lindsay across the line, and that one's put through. You know, there's certain players you can see that just have a clue offensively, and when she's on that puck, I'm talking about Ava Lindsay, she likes to score.
Well, keep an eye on this too. She has a great first 2 or 3 strides. That's where she is able to separate herself from the opposition. She takes 2 or 3 strong strides, and all of a sudden she's all alone with the puck. That's one of the reasons why she's had some open looks.
Played over to the near boards. Gathered in by the Red Knights across the line. Peschel's got a heavy shot and let it go right there. Blocker pad save. We've seen that shot from Emma Peschel over the years. She's got the long strides back on the blue line. Just glided right back into position. No stress. She comes away with it. Looks up the ice. She's headed off to The Ohio State University to continue playing, but she's still got another year of high school hockey in front of her. Look out on the bench area as that goes up and out of play.
Well, one thing, if you haven't noticed here in the last few minutes, in between the last stoppage of play and this one, the middle is getting locked down in their own zones. There's no more freebies going on right now. I think both coaches have finally grabbed a hold of their players and said, hey, listen here, let's not make this a trading chances type game. And so you haven't seen any glaring opportunities here, because you see them collapsing down in the slot area now, taking away those opportunities.
There's a slot area play right there that's played up and knocked down by DeCesar. Over to the far corner, it's Ava Lindsay off the glass. Sadie Lindsay trying to kick that ahead. Now it's Jones with it. She'll shovel that one back up and out of play. She's trying to go down the boards to get it deep, and it kind of rolled on her, and out of play it goes.
Well, lots of hockey sense out there, and you mentioned it about Ava Lindsay, but there's just so many of them. So many of these girls have such good hockey sense. I mean, they just make the smart play. They utilize different parts of the rink, whether it's high off the glass when they have to, or whether they're using the net as a shield when they're going around it. So a lot of smart hockey sense plays here. Cutting to the net when they have to. Just a lot of things that I like.
From the corner, they pinch in off the side there. Jones is very aggressive tonight. She's feeling it as the Mustangs play that one off the gear of Peschel, as the Red Knights will be forced to regroup all the way back into their own zone. Nice play by Hain to Peschel. Look out, there's Ava Lindsay. Peschel strong on that stick. Left wing side they go with it. Now Sophie Melsness across the line, loads it up. That's blocked. Nice defensive play there by Sims. Or check that, that's Zumwinkle. Left wing side for Sadie Lindsay. Try to find Zumwinkle through the middle. Green's just going to pounce on that one. Ooh, a little stick to the shoulder area there. How's she going?
That was Melsness just clearing bodies from in front of the net. Right here, watch it push right here. Boom. Stay away from our goaltender. That's what goaltenders like to see, by the way. They like to see their defenders getting back in there and clearing out and just sending a message saying, you know what, you can come in here and poke at the puck all you want, but you're going to pay a price.
Well, you're going to be on your derriere.
Or that, yeah, that too.
Now it's going to be out of the zone with Hain. Bounced off the stick of Kleppinger. Nice job to get that rink wide of Zumwinkle. Haig was there to create some pressure, and now it's going to be picked up by Kleppinger. From the boards, it's swatted at by the Red Knights. Haig will play this one back behind now on the stick of Emma Hain. Rink wide for Podine. Stretch that one out off the stick, and a bouncing puck for Kleppinger. She's going to regroup to the near boards for Zumwinkle. Zumwinkle plays this one ahead, and that one's going to be deflected back into the Red Knight zone. No ice on the play as we continue. Wholesale change for the Mustangs Now they find Zavril on the move to the right wing, in on goal, stuck out of there neatly by Peterson. Nice save by the goaltender.
That's the second time Zavril has made a cut to the net like that, and that's something that you don't see often enough from hockey players, and that is you don't just take a circle around the outside of behind the net. If you have any lane at all, go to the net. It's very tough to defend. It's tough for goaltenders, and a smart play by her to try and make that work.
Here's Zavril. Now she's going to try it from the other side to the net.
Yep.
In on goal, and a nice save made again.
Tried it from the backhand. This time she tried it from the forehand, and it's a great move because goaltenders have to pay respect to the post. And that means that if you make a strong enough move to the front of the net, you're going to improve your angle. Goaltenders can't come out far enough on that tight situation, and a lot of times you give yourself a very good scoring chance.
One of the things you saw with Zavril there is she trusts her edges too.
Yep.
And it started from her turn back toward the boards, and then as she just edged her way in toward the goalmouth area, maintaining possession. Some very good skating there from the Red Knights winger. Now here come the Breck Mustangs down the right wing. That's Sadie Lindsay. They'll look to the high slot. That one's knocked through traffic.
If she was a left-handed shot, that would have been a one-timer.
She'd have been very happy.
Yep. But a righty had to corral that puck again before she got a shot off.
Junker now takes the loose change from the wall from center.
That was a crash check.
Peterson. So far we're infraction free here. And now it's gathered in by Jones. She didn't like what she saw. Played it over to the left wing side. Haig will muscle that one into the Breck zone as they're going to retreat with Josie Lang. She'll play over to the far side. Berman is there. Ahead it goes to Fagley. She'll play this one back up into the neutral. Now Haig comes away with it for the Red Knights. Haig will try to play this one through. And where do we go with it? Up the near boards it goes, back into the corner. All the way around for Jones. Jones to Peschel. She has the heavy shot, the quick wrister. Nice job to block that one up front by Sims. Quickly back over for Jones.
Sims, a very aggressive play there. Go right at the stick, go right at the player. Didn't get the shot off quick enough. Peschel, as you mentioned, has a good hard shot, and I think Sims knew all about that. Got there as close as she could.
Credit Sims. There were no flamingos.
Nope. They don't teach that anymore.
The flamingo. Oh, that was taught, huh? Or was that just back in the day when the gear was terrible?
Oh, man. When you had folded up newspapers on your legs.
You feel every bit of it. It says made in Canada right on your shin. We saw those big scoring chances early on, Mike. It's calmed down a little bit. It's become more incremental of a game now. Puck possession's been right on, but we're not. There's a chance in front. We're not seeing the big scoring chances. Except there's one right there.
Well, that was created by a shot from the point. It's still not the type of chances that we saw earlier, like breakaways, stretch passes, and different players walking in one-on-one with the goaltender. And so both teams have tightened things up a bit.
Ooh, nifty move inside out. Sadie Lindsay will regroup to gather her own puck in. And she'll carry this one up high. Here's Lindsay with it. Wrister, that's blocked into the gear and deflected into Carly Green as she hangs on.
Well, when you don't get those types of chances, you got to create in another way. And the last couple of shots from Breck have come from above the circles and closer to the blue line, just trying to find some kind of a seam there to get the puck through, maybe find a rebound, maybe a screen or deflection. You got to be able to adjust. And Breck right now is adjusting with the type of chances that they're getting because, as you mentioned, things aren't as wide open as they were earlier.
Now it's Hain back into the zone. 2.5 to go here in the first. Through center, it's Fagley with it. Melsness created some back pressure there. Jones makes the move. She's going to play with intensity. Back up through the neutral zone. Jones stays on that puck. They're going to be offside if they touch, and they do. And we'll reset back at center ice. Peschel, rink wide now for Jones. Back for Peschel. Jones looks ahead to the middle for Hain. Nice job to gather.
Ooh.
She'll be chopped on the play there as they'll play this off the glass to center.
Refs are really letting them play. We've had a couple of collision situations here and no calls, so they're letting them play some hockey here.
Back out of the zone go the Mustangs. Podine will regroup back in the neutral zone as she goes D to D with Peschel. Peschel now from center. That's off the stick of Haig. Now to the neutral zone it goes. Podine comes away with it, leaves that one off. Hancock was there. Now back up for Podine off the stick of Junker, and they're going to go after it. Here comes DeCesar on the forecheck as she's watching Kauser. Now Junker tried to find DeCesar, and now it's going to be Ava Lindsay. Nice feet ahead it goes. Here comes Lindsay. Look out. Shooting. Oh, that one off the glass. She was looking to go high blocker there as it comes up to the near boards. Mustangs control at center. Now it's Sadie Lindsay wants to regroup. Gets the touch pass from Zumwinkle. Over to the near side it goes for Kleppinger. As Kleppinger looked ahead, and that one's off the stick of Zakharashchik. And Hancock will swing that one around the wall. Berman goes rink wide for Zumwinkle. Turned aside. 3 Red Knights hound her as they force the play back into the Breck zone with 30 to go in the period. But there they come back out of the zone. It's Sadie Lindsay. Ooh, she wanted the toe pull, and that one was stopped by Jones. Not impressed. Maya Jones back in behind her own net off the end boards. The way she started going back to that end line, that reminded me of Carter Batchelder at the Edina game the other night. I'll have to show you that goal. It was absolutely ridiculous. When you see it, you're going to say, "What just happened?"
I think I actually
where he went all the way back, and
I think I saw the replay on that one. Absolutely.
Where Jackson Blake touches something else.
That's the young blood play.
I had a guy send me a text. He goes, "That reminded me of the glory days of playing at Walnut Ridge Park." You know, but everybody's tired. One guy's just going to start it up and wind it up. So
Maine to Maui.
Anyway,
that's where you do. You pick it up and you do a Paul Coffey all the way down the ice.
So Maya Jones reignited that thought for a moment there. It looked like that was going to happen. So 1 period in the books. We're scoreless. Nice pace and tempo to this hockey game. It's everything we expected and more so far. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second period in about 12 minutes here from the St. Louis Park Rec Center.
You know, the difference maker is just the, you know, the personal interest level we take, where it's just more than a job. We really feel, you know, passion for serving the clients and really taking care of them. I think the loan officer group we have, you know, it's not about the money, it's about the satisfaction when you're sitting at the closing table with the clients and you've done a good job for them and they're happy, and you know, you see the joy that you bring their families. Helping be a guide for someone when they're going through what quite typically is the largest single investment, you know, someone's going to make in their life, their home. For that trust they place in us, it's really satisfying to, you know, be able to provide that service. And I think that there's a little bit of a oversimplification of what the mortgage process is really all about. And certainly, you know, the ability to close a transaction quickly and with the least amount of brain damage involved, I can appreciate, but there's a tremendous amount of thought that needs to go into the selection of the product itself, and then to be able to sit down with a experienced professional is extremely important to make sure you're making the right choice. And once, you know, we've come to that conclusion that this does make sense and the customer does want to move forward, certainly being able to fast track it and use all the technology available to get to the closing table as fast and as efficiently as possible.
Scoreless after one, and we're back underway as the Red Knights moving from right to left in their white and red sweaters, taking on the Breck Mustangs in their blue, gold, and white sweaters. Maya Jones will play this one off into the corner. And back up through center ice it goes. Peschel knocked away from her by Sadie Lindsay. You know, Sadie Lindsay is on the short list for a Ms. Hockey finalist, that coveted award. And back up through center it goes. That's going to be an icing call. We've got a new coach behind the bench for the Breck Mustangs.
Yeah, it looks like Abby Roche is back there.
Abby, of course, comes she's most likely going to be an Olympian. Terrific hockey player. Came to this program via the University of Wisconsin-Madison. 23-year-old out of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
I went to college in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Did you?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Lake Superior State.
Lake State, baby. Every time I see Sault Ste. Marie, I think of Ontario and Lou Nanny and the Esposito brothers.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Well known for that, and they're right across the bridge from each other.
That's sort of that Windsor, Detroit thing, right?
Kind of, yeah, absolutely. No tunnel, though. No tunnel up in the
legendary tunnel. Here it is to the near side now. As they'll play that up to Junker, she'll gather and try to play that one through. Mustangs now. Abby Rock, of course, was on the staff until Steve Persian and I believe Mike Umland and Rob Roode, among others, all abruptly resigned today. Kind of some news in the high school hockey world. Rare that happens during the mid part of the schedule and the season.
Well, any kind of upheaval like that that isn't seen coming from a long way away, that affects the players. I mean, it really does. But they haven't shown any signs of that right here in this game. Breck has come out and played a pretty strong game so far.
Well, there's a tripping call. First one of the game coming up as the Mustangs will be put on the power play. Zakryshak is there. Now she'll play this up the left wing. Quickly threw in on Green as she's going to cover with the faceoff coming up to her right.
Kleppinger will go off likely for the trip or a hook. I'm not sure what they're calling it a hook. Okay. At the first power play of the game will go to Breck.
That was in transition. Looked like Hain got the stick just kind of caught up there. There's a chance that's wide of the mark. They try to push that one through, and off the end boards it goes.
Again, Ava Lindsay creating offense.
Zumwinkle loads and shoots a heavy shot it on goal. Nice glove save. Green looked that one in. Saw it the whole way, Mike.
A little bit of traffic in front, too. So that's a very good save. After a strong effort by Ava Lindsay, you see there's a couple of players in front, and then it becomes more very quickly. But a very good save by Carly Green, who's been very strong in this hockey game.
Now it's going to be Lindsay. Nice feed. Ava to Sadie as that one went up.
Well, she caught a floater there because, Carly Green had kind of looked like she lost her footing and went down early. And Sadie Lindsay went to go top shelf, and I don't know why, but somehow that puck rolled up on her and she put it right up into the netting. I mean, it didn't even have an opportunity to hit any part of the net. Face-off comes outside because of it.
1:25 to go on the power play. Now it's going to be Zavril. Fought off by Peterson in goal. And that's going to be Kleppinger to come away with it. Now they'll move this through center ice. Fagley will play this one back in behind the net. Peschel is there. That gets underneath the stick of Fagley. Back up to the line. Nice stick there by Zavril to poke that one away as Zumwinkle will come away with it. Zumwink will leave that one off. Now it's Kleppinger, chipped in by Fagley's stick, and it's going to be picked up by Peschel back in behind. She'll load it up and clear that one to center. That's off the glove of Zumwinkle and back on the stick of Kauser. And now it's going to be picked up by Sadie Lindsay. She's had some state tournament. Ooh, chopped there. She gets through that one by Melsness, keeps the feet moving. Oh, that feed was knocked away there. Nice play by Melsness. You know, foot speed really matters when it comes to the PK, doesn't it?
You got to be able to use your body position to help you out in that circumstance. Another quick shot here, but a pretty good job by Benilde St. Margaret so far, not really allowing a ton. And this just a shot, maybe just to get a face-off, because that was from distance, and it was also through only Benilde St. Margaret players. So there was no rebound, even if there was a rebound to be had by any of the Breck players.
Peschel around the boards, and that's offside at the line. We'll dial it back up into the neutral zone. Push back over to the left side. Off the stick of Berman. Nice job to position against Junker. And Haynes steps back on the ice as we're 5-on-5. Red Knights off the right wing wall. That was played off the boards by Lily Mortensen. Now the shot by Bodine misses the mark. Hancock is there to play this back in behind. Jumping into that one. Red Knights control. That one steered aside by Peterson. Now it's gathered in by Zakryshek. And now it's off the stick of DeCesar to the line. Peschel's going to push this back into the corner. Now it's Juckness with it. And Juckness comes away once again. She plays it around. Peschel is there. Juckness again. That was laid to rest there and put back in by the Mustangs as they'll change on the fly. Red Knights Jones will regroup in her own zone as she looks up ice in a hurry. That's off Ava Lindsay. And this will trickle in on goal as Sarah Peterson will drop down and cover that one up.
What a tale of two hockey games. The first 5 to 10 minutes of this game, you thought it would be an 8-8 score or something with the way the chances were being traded, but it has been shut down now into a very defensive-minded game, and there are not a lot of opportunities to be had.
Now it's going to be Sadie Lindsay over for Ava. Across the line, they have Kleppinger on the left wing. That one's deflected away, and back up through center ice they go. It's Melsness with it, crosses with Hain at the line, and just offside by an eyelash. So we didn't see many of those timing plays at the blue line in the first. And now, as you just mentioned moments ago, how it is a tale of two games, and this has become a tight checking, almost playoff-style game.
Yeah, a lot of pressure at those transition points, the blue lines especially, by both of these teams, and that was why that was forced offside, because of that type of pressure. There's where adjustments have to be made, and there's another play at the blue line. So both these teams very conscious.
Taking space away, trickles in on goal. Peterson couldn't quite get the full handle on that one. Now for the Red Knights, it's going to be Melsness with it up to the line. Hancock back over for Melsness. Oh no, in front, Melsness was there, and a whistle on the play.
Well, that one came off the goaltender's equipment, and the referee was on the other side of the goaltender, likely lost sight of it, and that's why he blew the whistle. But just another sharp angle shot, nothing really happening from that from the danger areas of the ice.
You know what I'd do if I were a ref, if I kind of goofed up like that? I'd always go to the post and move the net like I'm putting the net back on. I mean, that's about all you got, right?
You just want to cover your tracks?
Yeah, just say, yeah, the net was off. There's a chance to Zavril, shallow angle. Zavril plays back in behind. And that's defensed neatly there by the stick of Josie Lang. Lang will be content to swing it over to the left wing. Nice pass on the stick for Berman. It had to be from that space going through the slot area.
Look at that pressure by Benilde St. Margaret. They had 2 defenders back, and then they had 2 forwards on the back pressure as well, and there was nothing left for Breck to do on that one.
They went ahead there, Peschel. Now Lucy Hansen is in there. Tries to work it through, and that's going to be stopped and covered by Peterson. 10:34 to go in the second.
Curious to see which one of these teams is able to solve the problem right now of good defense, good defending. Have to create from other areas, and we'll see if they're able to do that.
You know, do you start shooting more? Do you traffic? You know, we always talk about pucks to the net and things like that. I mean, what do you do when it starts getting kind of muddy to create your chances?
Well, you get shots, but you have to have someone there to create afterwards. I mean, you get these distance shots. These goaltenders, with the way they've played, they're going to stop them.
Nifty pass through center. Ava Lindsay let the clapper go. Took a nice feed from Zakryshek. I've got that name down. I'm so proud. I talked to her dad. I got it from him. He said it's hilarious when she gets a goal, assist, or a penalty. There's a pause. And then just Z comes out.
That's a buy a vowel for sure.
Oh, it's beautiful. Now it's going to be Ava Lindsay across the line. She has some support coming her way. Opens up to the forehand. Try to pull the trigger. Fanned, and it's off the glass to the line. Knocked away. Nice strong stick there by Hain. Here she comes to the left wing on the off wing. Put that shot through, in on goal. Peterson the save. She drops to the butterfly and gets the pads down to cover that one.
Well, you see the attempt here. Not much room as this puck gets squirted through. But here's where the center drive is very important. And you see the 2 players for Benilde following up on the play there. The shot comes in, and there was no rebound, but not a strong enough push down the middle by the other 2 players who were supporting the play. You got to push down towards the front of the net, make that rebound, or make that situation a little bit more untenable for the goaltender and the defenders. But that's what's going to have to be. You mentioned how you're going to gain offense in this situation. Not only do you need that shot coming from any angle, but you need someone there to gather it up if there's a rebound.
The Red Knights have had some good pressure here the past 4 or 5 minutes of this second period. Peschel had a nice shot that she got through, but there was no second chance because they were basically taken out by the defense. And now it's played back up through center as Jones is there, as she's going to be forced by Sims. Jones, nice escape. But the pressure continues on the forecheck from the Mustangs. And to the right wing side, it's going to be played through by Olivia Haig. They have energy and numbers in front. There's a shot. They score! Emma Peschel gives the Red Knights a 1-0 lead.
Well, here's the formula. You get a shot from an angle, you have someone driving to the net. And Peschel was on the back door, was able to pick up the rebound off the goal pad and put it home. And so we asked the question, who's going to solve the issue first? And it looks like Benilde St. Margaret's is the one who has done it. Got to find different ways to score goals. Once you get skilled teams who figure it out and start locking things down, you have to figure out a different way to get opportunities.
There's a shot. Nice pad save, Peterson. They came with energy. That was Hansen. Zavarel took over, and the Mustangs back out of the zone. Ava Lindsay cuts away from traffic in across the line. Oh, she tried to go through the legs of Podine, who read that well. Now it's played back up to the line, but not out. There's a shot that's wide of the mark by Zakryshek, and through center ice it goes. Foot race. Kleppinger will be bothered by Zavarel as she carries behind the net. Plays it all the way over to the far corner, just looking for some real estate. Cut off by the Red Knights. Ooh, they had a chance off the side of the cage there. And that shot in on goal taken by Lily Mortensen.
Well, again, getting shots from any angle right now, Benilde St. Margaret's has really taken over the opportunities in this game. And granted, a lot of them are from distance or from angles, but it's what they create. And so far, Sarah Peterson, the goaltender for Breck, has done a very good job of locking down rebounds. The only one that really she gave up was a rebound, and then Benilde St. Margaret took advantage of it.
Peschel goes on a dangle, fast carries back into the corner, guides it up high to her defense partner in Maya Jones, who's going to walk this one to the corner. And now Peschel will regroup back into her own zone. Left wing on the pass. Junker to the slot. To Caesar. Follow through to the corner. This one will be played over to the right wing side. Ooh, they nearly were sprung Sadie Lindsay. And over to the far corner it goes for Kauser. To the line but not out. There's Podine to make the play. Podine will protect, playing it to the corner. She's wrapped up on the play by Lang. And now it's going to be to the right wing side. Melsness with it. Kind of walks through traffic. Somehow they get it there. They score! Podine down low in the slot. Melsness carried the mail, and it's 2-0 Red Knights.
Lots of traffic, lots of chaos, and no one's able to gather up the puck. Look at it. Everyone's standing around watching the puck, and Podine just pokes a good shot through, and I think it made it all the way through off of her stick. And quickly 2-0 here as Benilde St. Margaret, they've figured out how to take care of a situation when teams try and lock you down. Get some chaos, get some traffic, and pick up some loose pucks. And both goals that they've scored have been rebounds or loose pucks.
Podine, the goal scorer. Up in the play, Sophie Melsness walked that one off the boards. And we have an icing call back into the Red Knight zone, or the Mustang zone it goes now, with a 2-0 Red Knight lead.
See what the response is here by Breck. Breck did have some of the better chances early in this hockey game. They score on one of those, maybe the complexion's a lot different, but right now it's all Red Knights.
Finding energy throughout the game, and one thing the Red Knights, if you look at what they've done throughout the year, they don't allow a lot of goals. No, the last 3 games, I think they've allowed an empty netter to Edina, and then 2 regular, 2 goals over a 3-game period. Back up through center ice. Puck will rattle its way back into Red Knight territory as Green will just cover it. And we'll reset in the Red Knight zone now.
Well, very conservative there by Carly Green, freezing that puck. Could have played it, but elected to get a full line change and a face-off in her own zone. Breck has not been down here that often, so I think she's banking on the safe bet that they've got the momentum right now.
Ava Lindsay got the draw. Sadie's bid was off a pair of skates, knocked ahead by Haig, and they'll send this one wide of the mark as it's going to be Podine to gather in. Podine off the glove of the defense of Josie Lang, and here come the Red Knights back in across the line. Melsness bumps it to the corner, and now here come the Mustangs. Sadie Lindsay out of the zone. That's cut off, though, as Haig will muscle this one down into the corner. Haig stays on the puck. Nice positional play there with the body. That taken by Lang. Over the near boards it goes. Jones is there. Nothing open. Instead plays that in off the far boards. It's going to be Lang to take over as she plays this to the right wing side. Junker. Now it's going to be played ahead by the Red Knights' Emma Hain, and now Junker comes back away with it. Off the end boards. She's going to be watched on the play by Kauser. And over to the far corner it goes. Juckness will gather it with speed. Cycles back behind for DeCesar. DeCesar tried to push that one through, but she was cut off on the play. And it's going to be guided down the wall by Juckness. Back over to the left wing side for Lang. Mustangs just getting beat to the puck here by the Red Knights in a ferocious forecheck here in the second period.
Well, the play's been in this end the entire period, and there's just no answer right now from Breck. Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights are just keeping the puck in the zone. They're getting pucks through. Granted, it's not a barrage, but it's still that kind of pressure leads to goals. They have 2 in this period, and it's because of that consistent pressure in the offensive zone. And we knew that Benilde St. Margaret's is a good offensive zone team, and they're showing it right here. A lot of it's just keeping the pressure on.
Face-off pulled back by the Mustangs, with the Red Knights cut it off as they'll look to play to center ice. And you look over at the Mustangs bench, there's just not a ton of players on it, especially from the forward position. And this is where the wear down factor is going to come into play as well, as they'll look to try to keep pace here and get to the period break from at least the pressure that the Red Knights have been applying here in this second period. There's a shot by Zavril. That might have been blocked on its way through. Jones is there, keeps the line. Nice pad save by Peterson off the redirect. In front they go, and there's Peterson again to make the save, but what a tip by Mortensen down low.
Well, just a lot of pressure around here. Puck's getting to the net. There's a little bit of there's some traffic around. Puck's getting bounced around off of skates. I mean, it's just tough to manage the puck when that's happening, and that's where Breck needs to be a little bit more solid here in what they do around their goaltender. When the goaltender makes a save or the puck gets down to that scoring area, that's where you got to start picking up sticks, taking bodies, and not allowing all that chaos.
Redirect down low as Malsis was there from the shot that came far out. That didn't feel too good.
Well, I think
it's a blade.
I think broken blade, broke the skate blade on that shot, so that's why she kept falling down, couldn't figure out what was going on. But, well, if that isn't one of those skates that you can replace the blade on, then I don't know, not a lot of players carry 2 sets of skates, but we'll have to see what they're able to figure out.
It looks like they're going to it right now. That was Zakrajcek. Now on the stick of Kauser. You see that so often with those new quick release blades. I mean, it's a regular occurrence. That Jones feed misses the mark, and back into the Breck zone we go for the icing call.
Answers the question. What did the one-legged hockey player do? And the answer is not much.
Well,
I mean, when you see a player lose that blade in the middle of the ice, they have absolutely no push. So I mean, they almost have to crawl to the bench.
It's just slippery, and getting up is tough too because you just fall right back down. Now it's going to be Lindsay with it up high. Nice job to protect the puck. Sadie Lindsay behind the net runs into Peschel. Off the boards and glass. That was Hain to make the play. Ava Lindsay forced to regroup into the neutral zone. She'll have to wait for her teammates to step back onside. They do, but the Red Knights get possession. Hain works this one to center to the left wing side. Hain now being measured there by Josie Lang. They try to get this to the slot area. Hain tried to pull the trigger, but a stick got in on her. That was Ava Lindsay to make the play, who will come away with this one from the corner. Off the boards, Podine, Junker, and Hancock back, and now extra support from really solid commitment there from the Red Knights, and Hain as well. Up high to the line, in on goal. That shot taken by Junker, and that's stopped. Check that. That shot taken by Kleppinger and stopped by Green.
Haven't seen a lot of pressure by Breck in this period, but the last couple of shifts have actually afforded them a little bit of zone time, and that's how you build and see if they're able to maybe close the gap here before the end of the period.
Chuckness to the corner. She's watched on the play by Katie Thiessen. Up to the line, Podine. Rink wide, Hancock, shot, that's deflected. Traffic, in on goal, Peterson the save. Will reset to her left.
Well, Benilde St. Margaret's is continuing with the formula, and that is just get the puck into the scoring area. And right here, just a quick little wrist shot. It gets in there. Goaltender Peterson makes a save and hangs on to it, but you can see all that traffic around her, and it's been that way most of this period.
Mortensen thought she was getting tossed. I don't think they can do that at the high school level, so she was brought back in. Now Zavril, Hancock with a give and go. Looks to the backhand, slides that one through the goal mouth area, just misses the mark. Now it's going to be Berman. Looked ahead. Hancock comes away with it. 1:38 to go in the second. Back in behind and around it goes. That'll be swatted away by Jones. Now the Mustangs look to transition. That misses the stick of Sims. No ice on the play as Hancock will regroup behind her own net. Hancock finds it to the near side. That's played ahead by Jones. And the Mustangs will regroup with Zumwinkle. That's knocked away there off the stick of Ava Lindsay. Now it's Jones again. And pushed ahead by the Red Knights' Lucy Hansen. There's a shot, stick save Peterson. Under a minute to play. Now there's a shot by DeCesar. Nice stick save, good positional one there. Peterson got down big in the butterfly and used the stick the way you should. Turned it to the corner. Down goes Peschel and just offside at the line as Sims had to kind of stop on the lost balance of Peschel and force the offside call.
Yeah, it almost looked like she was helped a little bit there by Benilde St. Margaret's Hansen. Just enough of a nudge there to help her over the line, and that's a neat little trick if you can get away with it, and it forces the offside.
Up through center ice they go. Back into the corner. Haig will try to find some real estate. Now Jones with a quick slap shot that's high off the glass. It had some juice. Peschel slides over to the right wing side. Now it's the Mustangs back out of the zone. That was a neat feed from Ava to Sadie Lindsay. She stood up on the play. Nice play by Jones. And now it's going to be Melsness with it. Finds Haig across the line with 7 to go in the period. Haig in on goal, shoots. Nice save, Green. That nearly squirted through on Peterson, rather. She made a nice save to keep that one out of the net.
Yeah, another shot from an angle there, and just line rush after line rush. And we knew that Benilde St. Margaret's is a good line rush team, and they're showing it, just their ability to get bodies down there, and made a good move around the defender.
There's a quick face-off, and the shot by Peschel, looking for her second of the game, just missed the mark.
Well, Benilde St. Margaret certainly showed us how you adjust your game in order to get the production that you're looking for. They have a 2-0 lead, and Breck's going to have to find an answer, or whether they use their skill game or what they do. We'll have to see, because there's just not a lot of openings in there right now.
Third period comes up in 12 minutes. The Red Knights lead 2-0 after 2 periods.
So Anabai Construction Company started in 1905. So I'm the third generation, and now we have Eric and Jake.
One of the neatest things that I get to do when I go new places and talk about Tradition Companies is talk about the history of the company, and you know, it's pretty easy to be proud of the fact that we've been in continuous operation for almost 120 years.
Really, it just came down to, you know, trying to figure out better ways to serve the customer, and so it wasn't necessarily about making more money, but it was about providing a more seamless turnkey customer experience. So just kind of slowly over the years we added additional pieces to the puzzle.
So we started the Tradition Companies basically to figure out how we could do vertical integration that encompassed pretty much everything from the dirt to the final closing at title.
Producer Matt DeZiel doing a terrific job here, getting the job done for us here, Mike. And it's Todd Grover on the cameras. We have Matt Harrington back in the studios along with John Sands. I mean, we bring a full crew here, virtually and in the house.
Absolutely.
So
This isn't some small operation.
No, it's not. We're not as big as some of the others, but down the wall it goes. It's always good to run into the friends that you make at the rink here and catch up with everybody. Now we'll see if there's a push. I kind of mentioned it to you. See if the Mustangs have a bit of a push here after they got some rest from the period intermission. But one thing you pointed out was how the stretch pass and the open ice has been really shut down and taken away by the larger Red Knight team.
Yeah, they are. They have a little bit more size and they're utilizing it very well, taking away the middle of the ice, not allowing that wide open game that the game began as, and that's hurt Breck. I mean, there's no question that's the kind of game that I think Breck wants to play. We'll have to see how they solve that problem.
Stick save turned aside by Sarah Peterson. Forced is Zumwinkle. She's going to play it over the near boards. And now it's going to be Kauser with it. Ava Lindsay finds Sadie Lindsay across the line. Ava to the net. Tapped over to the near side, and Hancock's going to muscle it out of the zone.
That's a good example right there, that play, where a shot on goal rather than a little chip pass to try and work it in tighter would have worked. A shot on goal with players driving to the net, but they tried that little skill play, and it hasn't been working.
Back in behind the net. So if that's not working, do you get it deep and go to work?
Well, you when you have an opportunity like that, you have some numbers with you. Make that goaltender give you a second look at it. Shoot one off the pads. That works really well because then it creates chaos for the defenders as well.
The pads as a pass, a rebound creator, and sometimes goals.
Yep.
Squeak those through. Paschal loads it up. That one's deflected on the way in, and Peterson's been terrific tonight. Makes another big save.
Yeah, she's had to be because the pucks are coming in from everywhere now, and the puck just rotated to the other side. Quick shot deflected downwards, and she gobbles that one up. But you can just see that the Benilde St. Margaret is continuing to work the method that has worked for them so far in this hockey game.
Along with winning draws and getting shots like that from Peschel.
Yep.
Over to the near boards. It's going to be Kleppinger to play to center. Not quite as Peschel pinches and keeps. Hain gets some help with Melsness. Gloves this down. Back into the corner they go. Peschel to the left wing side. That shot wide of the mark. Now it's going to be Hain. Back up for Peschel. Back over for Hain. Ooh, they wanted to give and go. Peschel muscled their way through. Nice feed as she stayed with it. Kleppinger, nice calm composure to play that one to the corner. Kleppinger watches as Haig comes away with it. Haig will find the oncoming Melsness. That's gathered and played by Zumwinkle off the boards. Peschel pinches. Momentarily on that was Sims as she lost the handle. Red Knights will play up the near boards. Peschel in across the line. Peschel now will load it up and shoot. That was labeled for the top glove hands shelf there as that was pulled out of there by Peterson.
Well, picked up where they left off. The Red Knights continue to own the zone time, the opportunities, and Peterson is busy.
.50 there as it's knocked in by the Red Knights. Averill, the wraparound, nice save made, and that's knocked away. Sadie Lindsay's there. Pinching
the D now as well, so that zone time is earned by
Very
Benilde.
aggressive by the Red Knights. You know, oftentimes you see teams with the 2-goal lead in the third back off and go conservative. Not Sean Podine's Red Knights. Are going with the formula that has them there. Ava Lindsay, watch out, shoots. That one was off the shaft of the stick there of Green as it's up to the near boards back at center. That's knocked in by Krauser. And now it's going to be bumped off the boards. Hancock. Now it's Jones. Forced wide on the play, watched by Kauser. That one misses Peschel as they're going to regroup to the near side for Jones. Jones and Peschel. She'll take over at center down the right wing wall. Slides one through the goal mouth area as the Mustangs will try to race up the boards. You know, Breck is only 2 good shots away, trailing by 2-0 here in the third. Peschel, pad save and the rebound. Chuckness will gather, looks for the puck up high, had nothing there and went down low.
2 shots away, but how often are they getting a shot? I mean, those 2 shots might take them another 5 minutes to get with the way this pace is going.
Absolutely, and the pressure that the Red Knights have been putting on. Not afraid to crash in those D on the pinch. Here's another example as Hancock will come all the way over from the right side down the half wall there, back in behind. Now it's going to be off the boards to center. Podine is there. Chuckness turns and plays that one in. Kleppinger is going to be forced to regroup back in behind her own net, overskates it a bit as she looks up past the oncoming Sims. And now it's going to be played to center by Zakryshek. And it's going to be Jones, chopped away from her by Kleppinger. And it's going to be Jones once again for the Red Knights as they regroup. That's Hain over for Peschel across center as she plays that in. Kleppinger hard across to the right wing side. Now it's Lang. Hounded, nice job to get away from 2 Red Knight skaters. Back up ice she goes with some real estate. She'll angle back up the middle and works right into the belly of the beast of the defense there as they cut that down at the line. Peschel plays this back in behind. On it now, it's going to be Kauser with it. Lang gets it back. That deflects off a stick. Back into the neutral zone. Peschel again. Touch pass on the stick of Lang, or Haig rather, as she plays this to the corner. Now it's Sadie Lindsay with it. She'll accelerate now, but there's a stick that gets in on her on the forecheck with Haig.
Well, Breck is a speedier team, and they're not really utilizing that. They should be dumping that puck, making the defenders turn to go get it for Benilde, and they're not doing that. They're still trying to carry the puck in. Dump that puck in and use your speed to get in there first.
Mortensen back in behind the net. She maintains possession, angles her way up toward the top of the circle. Now Jones will give it a go as she'll let a shot in on goal, and that's gloved and held on to by Peterson.
Oh, yet another shot, and it's through traffic. Again, another distance shot set to create, and this has just been the formula, and it's working for Benilde. They have zone time upon zone time. They have a 2-0 lead. They're in control of this hockey game, and no answer back from Breck here, who have not altered their game plan at all.
Now it's Lindsay to the right wing side for Lindsay. Ava to Sadie. Chuckness, she's been strong on the puck here tonight. Annie Chuckness pushes that one through, steered aside. The sophomore forward plays with pace and tempo. Now it's knocked off the stick of Sadie Lindsay. And now across the line they go with it. And Maya Jones will be forced to regroup back at center. Jones looks to the left, now goes to the right. Peschel gets it back. And she'll just play it back into the Breck zone as the Mustangs will bump the boards for Fagley. Now it's Zumwinkle. Back for Fagley. Pass that one ahead to the right wing side. Changing on the fly are the Mustangs. Nearly got caught, but nice job to get out of there. Melsness with it. She'll be watched closely. Back in behind. Now Hancock. Wrist shot that's blocked. Now there's a shot by Podine that came up high. Wrap around attempt. Nice pad save and a beauty. Wow, that was a good one by Peterson.
Yeah, she had to cover a lot of real estate there, and she got back to her post and then the other post and made a toe save there. But wow, that was as close as we've seen in a bit here.
Still has a lot of juice left in the lower body as she went right to left quite well. Hancock, now Haig, rolled her stick a bit, bumped off the boards by Berman. Plays that one ahead. Red Knights supporting, and they're going to get probably a slash coming up on Melsness.
Not really a dangerous offensive play by Breck there, but they still that's been the key here for Benilde St. Margaret. They have not allowed Breck to use any of their speed. They've not allowed them to get the puck through the neutral zone. And hey, you got to take a penalty every once in a while to enforce that. That's what they're doing. And there's only been a couple penalties in this game, but Breck didn't take advantage of the last one. We'll see if they're able to close the gap with this.
Power play now on for the Mustangs. This is their second of the game. Ava Lindsay across the line. Red Knights will swing that around. Whole bench. Panic among others. Arm up in the air, couldn't believe it. Kelly Panic, of course, a legend in women's hockey, a gold medalist with the U.S. Olympic team, along with her Golden Gopher career. Patty Kazmaier, finalist for the Player of the Year award there. She pretty much did it all. She's also a Ms. Soccer winner here at Benilde St. Margaret. So they've got a good one there on their bench with Sean Podine. Back down to the corner. Ava Lindsay muscled her way toward the goal mouth area. There's Sadie Lindsay. That one just misses the mark. And the Mustangs will cycle this one. Ava Lindsay missed the mark up high with Zumwinkle, who's going to be forced to regroup. Zumwinkle, nice job to leave that off. That touch pass is going to miss the mark, and unfortunately for the Mustangs, icing the call. Back to their zone we go with 50 to go on the power play.
Well, that's got to tell you the pressure and the frustration right now that Breck's feeling. I mean, you're icing the puck. You have the power play. You're just not connecting those passes like they were earlier in the game.
Now it's the Mustangs again. That one misses the mark. Cut off by Hancock. Nice job to step up on that play by Lang. And on the stick of Berman. Podine back into her own zone. Where's the familiar family, number 25? I know you've got some Sean Podine stories back in the day.
Yeah, we played his rookie year in the minors in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia for the Edmonton Oilers farm system. We played together, and I've known him ever since. That was back in the early 90s. Might have been 91, maybe 92. I think it was probably 91. And followed his career. He's got some dandies.
So a little bit slow on the line change, and he was yelling at the ref, let's go, let's go. He wanted to get the Red Knights, or he wanted to get the shift a little bit quicker. Off the glass and cleared the length of the ice by the Red Knights. 15 to go in the power play, as it's going to be Peterson to set up behind her own net. Zumwinkle with it now. Zumwinkle muscles her way toward the goal mouth, but no, says Peschel. Boy, she might be the Red Knights' best player here tonight, Emma Peschel. Strothman was there for the Mustangs. And over to the near boards. Played back up the left right wing side. There's Peschel. Loads up, shoots. Oh, scores! Whoa, where did that come from? An absolute bullet.
Well, back at even strength, and she just powers her way to the middle of the ice, and that's where you score from. Look at this. All of a sudden, everyone peeled off of her. I think one defender thought the other defender was going to step up, and it basically was like the sea parting, and she just took advantage of that point-blank shot and ripped it home. And well, that's been kind of the the story here for the second period on.
The depth, you talked about that in the open. It's the skill, like the Lindsay's like Ava Lindsay has right there to Sadie with a quick shot, turned aside by Green, who's been great early on. She was tested with a breakaway from Ava Lindsay right out of the chute, and she's closed the door a few times, but just the depth and size for the Red Knights has definitely taken its toll here this evening.
I think they've played a good game plan as well. It was a little bit open early in the game, and they settled down and really started locking things down and really didn't allow a lot of Breck opportunities after that first period. And it's paid off for them here.
It sure has, as they're going to play this one off the end boards with Lindsay. And this will be played back across the line. Sadie Lindsay. Knocked off her stick, foot race for it. Here comes Jones in on goal to the backhand. Oh, what a save by Peterson. She's going to cover and hang on.
Well, just a misplay here at the blue line, and you got to get that puck and secure it when you're the player up at the blue line. And Jones just lumbers her way down the middle and says, I'm taking this all the way home. And that was a very good save by Peterson because she had a head of steam and a good move.
There's another puck rattling around the goal mouth area. Red Knights regroup. Zavril takes it in stride, top of the circle, swatted away there by Peterson. Zavril keeps it alive off the end boards. Now here's Zavril. Podine over to the near side for Hancock with it. Behind it goes. Mortensen guides it along. Zavril will yield to Podine, who plays this back for Mortensen. Back into the corner. Hansen now with it. Zumwinkle with some pressure. Podine down low. In front, nice pad save, Peterson. Boy, she's been a poised goaltender here and very strong for this Breck Mustang edition.
Well, she's had most of the work here in these last two periods for sure. And yeah, you can make a case for Carly Green early in the game, but she hasn't been that busy here in these last two periods.
Now Mortensen again. Jones. And back in behind the net it goes. Nice little touch pass from the center ice area. Here they come across the line. Sadie Lindsay had the oncoming Josie Lang with her. Under 3 minutes to go now, 2:53. Next week we'll be at Eden Prairie for another game of the week. St. Thomas Academy, who gets the NHL draft pick. Jackson Hallam in action as the Cadets. Another top 5 matchup. Off the ice goes the goaltender, Peterson, in on goal. Oh, that one sat there off the side of the net. Zakryshek was there. Now it's Jones, 6-on-5 for the Mustangs. Jones will chip the glass, and that's going to roll into the Mustang zone as it's going to be Zumwinkle. Nice job to get away from Juckness as she angles to the right. Back at center ice. It's going to be on Haynes' stick as she tried to work the zone off the boards, and they finally do get it in. It's going to be Ellie Kleppinger back in behind. Haynes with some pressure. Now Malsness is there. 3-on-2 battle on the near boards as they try to work the puck free. Precious time slipping away. Oh, nice stick there by Kleppinger. Malsness was bidding for the empty netter. She went straight lacrosse. Wow. Now Zumwinkle. Cut off by Malsness. She's going to have another chance. Chips that in and scores. 4-0 Red Knights with the empty netter.
Well, Benilde St. Margaret's 2 losses came to Edina 2-0, Hill Murray 3-1, and it's going to be tough for teams to beat this squad. They're skilled, they're deep, they have good size, they have a good goaltender. I mean, there's so many accolades here that you can bestow upon them, and they showed it here. I mean, they played their game plan really well, even adjusting mid-game, and they've earned this 4-0, what is right now a 4-0 win or lead.
Zavarro pulls that down, maybe more here as they continue to pressure. Hansen now looks back up to Peschel. Peschel is back over to Hansen, through, kicked away there. And now it's going to be played back up ice. Here come the Mustangs with it. Ava Lindsay, under a minute to play in the third period. Mustangs. Oh, what a defensive play there. Peschel makes the play. Lost her stick in the process, but dove ahead. I mean, it could have been argued that she threw her stick at it, but I don't know. The ref kind of put the whistle up there, but let it go. This one's off the boards. Hancock into her own zone with 28 to go in the period. Now Podine with it. Back over for Hancock. Zumwinkle couldn't handle. Now it's Kleppinger back in her own zone with 17 to go. They're going to play this one out. As they look back up to Ava Lindsay, she chips the boards. Lindsay's bumped on the play. Zavarro was there. Now it's Melsness with it. She'll take it to the corner with 3 seconds to go. She's just going to play this one out. Smart play there by the Red Knight winger. And that does it, Mike Greenlay. A 4-0 win for the Red Knights, and decisive, as you mentioned, right here at the close.
Yeah, well earned. They played that game very, very well. They managed the puck. They had the offensive zone for a good 2/3 of this hockey game at least, and definitely had more opportunities. So just a very well executed game here, and they're going to be a tough team to beat going forward here. And we'll see how Breck responds. Maybe figure out with their whole coaching situation and everything that's going on right now. Maybe you have to regroup coming up here.
Abby Rock steps in and gets the job done here as the new coach of the Breck Mustangs. And the final score, once again, is 4-0. Hockey Night in Minnesota, presented by Tradition Companies. It was an absolute pleasure to call this one between two very good hockey teams. For Mike Greenlay, Todd Grover, Matt DeZiel, John Sands, and Matt Harrington, I'm Pete Wagner. Good night, everybody.